So we're doing a quick breakfast this morning. I have a jar of home canned bacon and a jar of water glass eggs. That's all the eggs I have in the house right now. So for this pantry challenge, this Sunday morning, I'm doing just a cheesy egg, a bacon, and I'll toast some bread to go on the side of it. So this morning we're going to keep it real simple with cheesy scrambled eggs. And then I have some bacon over here. And this was home canned bacon. Yep, another Rebel. I never knew how much Rebel canning I do. But yeah, another Rebel canning method. But that's what we're gonna have, and I'll just put some toast on the side of it. Okay, so a quick Sunday morning breakfast, cheesy eggs, bacon, and then just a slice of homemade bread toast with some butter. Yep, quick and easy. So Sunday mornings, I tried to do something a little special, and we don't have roast every single week, but this week I've got breakfast out of the way, and 9 times out of 10 this is going in the crock pot frozen. So today I actually prepared. I took it out of the freezer 2 days ago because I know my fridge, it is like a freezer all in of itself, but I don't know if you can tell, it is still, and there's a bone in there. It's still frozen in the center. So yeah, my fridge doubles as a freezer on most shelves, probably all the shelves. So I'm just putting seasonings on it, and I use this. Yeah, I just put it right on in there. I don't bother to make it separate. It'll make the gravy at the same time it is cooking. And I'll put the whole packet in there, and I'll add my veggies later. I'm going to put this on low for the next, it's like just after breakfast on a Sunday morning. So I actually got to this early, which is shocking. So yeah, we're going to have beef stew for dinner tonight. The stew is progressing nicely. I added in the carrots. I sliced up an onion. I had one last caramelized onion down there jarred up, so I put that in there. Some celery, which was also jarred. The other onions are fresh, and the potatoes are gonna go in last because I only have canned potatoes in the house, and yeah, so they're already cooked. They don't need to cook through, but yeah, it smells delicious. Okay, the stew has been going for quite a few hours, and as you can see, I just stirred it. The carrots are almost done. I cracked one in half, and it's still a little firm, so it could go about another hour or so. But the meat is pretty much falling off the bone, as you can see. So I went downstairs and got 2 of the home canned potatoes, but I want to try and thicken up the juice that is in here. So here I have some potato survival soup, and I'm going to use that to thicken it up, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top and mix it in. That's basically what I'm going to do until it's the consistency I would like. And I usually do this trick when I have potatoes going into the meal, whatever it is, so it's not going to be really that noticeable. It's just going to be a thickener, but you can see how much thicker that is already become, and it will thicken up a little bit more as it cooks. Okay, so I took the rice out of the stew, and it fell right off the bone when I did that. I'm going to cut this up. There's a couple more big chunks in there I'm going to get out afterwards and cut them up as well. Okay, so I've got all my meat cut up. Make sure to remove my bay leaf so nobody gets that in the bone. Okay, so I'm getting my water on to do my rice. I'm going to put in, I don't know what size this is. Let's see if I can find a size in here. Diced tomatoes, and it's 28 ounces. Put all that in there. A jar of mushrooms. We like mushrooms. And then the potatoes that I did rinse a bit. I'm not too concerned about that starch that's in there. It's just going to help thicken the sauce. And then the other jar of potatoes. Tomatoes, potatoes. Same thing, right? Different color though. But yeah, so everything's going in, and then I'm going to add my meat back in. And we have a nice full crock pot of beef stew. Okay, so the stew is done, the rice is done, and I'm just going to ladle this beef stew right over. I can do this right over the rice and get serving tonight's dinner. So that's tonight's dinner, a nice hearty bowl of beef stew over brown rice on this very, very cold night. So for tonight's dinner, I have some leftover rice from last night's dinner, and I am just going to, it's probably like a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups. I'm going to make some fried rice. Quick and easy, and it will use up this leftover rice. So into my pan, a little bit of butter, a little bit of bacon grease, and I'm going to get the eggs frying first. Just made up a quick sweet and sour sauce, ketchup, a little bit of vinegar, some soy sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of the pineapple juice of the pineapples that I'm going to use. And I also added a little bit of sugar in there as well. So once the eggs are done, it's pretty much just heating everything up at this point. I just put a little bit more butter and lard in the bottom of this. Same pan, just warming through the rice. So I'm using the leftover ham that we had on the pizza. Pineapple in. I'm going to put the sweet and sour sauce right over it. Bring that to a boil, add the eggs and veg, and we are ready to eat. Tonight I am going to be adding corn, not the traditional or typical veg I use. I usually use peas and carrots, which I have none of. And I thought I'd switch it up. Let's put corn in it. Why not? And add the eggs back in. And as soon as that warms through again, we are ready to eat. And that's tonight's dinner, a quick fried rice. So this pantry challenge has really helped us clean out our freezers and rotate our stocks, and we are in a better place for it. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.